What's going on, people? You know who it is. Tay Wiz reporting live and direct from the man cave as usual. For those subscribers out there that is not subscribed to the YouTube channel, hit that bell. If you're not subscribed to my Twitter page, hit that bird at TAE_WIGGS. And of course, the link to my website is below. First of all, we had two games that was on last night. They were both great games. We're going to start with the first game up in Toronto. Watching this game, I thought the Cavaliers were going to be in trouble coming up with that Game 7 winner against the Indiana Pacers. So, Toronto opened up a nice lead at the end of the first quarter of 38-19. I said if the Cavaliers want to win this game, they had to take it possession at a possession. So we going through the whole motions of what was going on, transpiring. Kevin Love was MIA throughout the whole game. He's missing easy shots. He was 3 for 13 last night with 7 points. But the one thing I do like about what he did, though, he was grabbing every rebounder. Everybody looking for Kevin Love to score a lot. And it's almost looked like a year when the Cavaliers won a championship and Kevin Love didn't give too much. He couldn't really score. It was like that same type of format is going on right now, how they win in games. You don't have to score to put yourself in position to win the game. But we know for a fact Kevin Love got to start hitting shots early if the Cavaliers want to come away with victories. I mean, yes, I look at rebounds as victory points too as well because you're keeping the opposing team off the glass for offensive rebound. So you got Kevin Love down there grabbing extra rebounds and doing what he's supposed to do. So far, he hasn't been the same player in the playoffs like he was in the past couple of years. People are looking for Kevin Love to score out here. We know he is. We know Plan A is LeBron James, but Plan B has got to be Kevin Love to step up. But so far, Plan B looking more like Tristan Thompson off this bench and what he's doing so far. So Kevin Love got to find different ways. They got to go in early on, feed him the ball early like they was doing in the past. If you get him going early, the confidence pick up. After a while, they start going away from him. He just become a rebounder and set screens. And there's nothing wrong with that because those are little things that really don't show up in the stat book. But that's the victories that he is winning on that side of the ball. When they go into halftime, the Cavaliers scored 39 points in the second quarter to outscore the Raptors at 39-27. So going into halftime down by 3, I said, you know what? I said Toronto messed up. This is the key thing I was saying watching this game. I said Toronto messed up. They letting the Cavaliers hang around in this type of situation of a game. I'm saying just a matter of time before the Cavs make a move and win this game. I said it'd be fun if the Cavaliers could win this game and steal game 1 on the road. Anything is possible in the playoffs. Anything can happen. But for some reason, as this game is unfolded, before halftime, Drake on the sideline and talk his junk. So Perkins said he was talking to Ibaka and told Ibaka, I'm going to win this game. Drake butts into the conversation and started talking trash and, yada, yada, yada. I'm not there to hear what they were saying. But somebody did have some type of audio to see what was going on. And all I heard is Kendrick Perkins say, you don't want to mess with me, man. I'm super solid. Like first and foremost, I understand, Drake, that you a fan. If that was anybody else hackling a player like that, 9 times out of 10 the player got tossed because who you are and your status or your stature, you can get away with certain things. But the one thing I noticed about Drake, every time somebody comes to Toronto, he's talking. Like his music, got no problem with him. But if you don't have a jersey on, if you're not playing between them lines of 94 feet, you should not be saying anything to these players. Not only are you talking trash to the opposing players, you're giving more fuel to the fire to the team that's there visiting y'all to beat y'all. So if y'all lose this series, y'all can go back and what's that Drake CD called? Thank me later. You can thank him later for y'all losing. That's unacceptable. But get on with that. Like I said, the Cavaliers was going into halftime down by 3, 50-47. I said the Cavaliers gonna hang in there. My bad. 57-60. The Cavaliers going to hang in there, and they're going to steal this game. I'm watching, of course, Toronto make their move and blah, blah, blah. But the one thing I'm tired of saying about the big man in the league, especially about the opposing team, Serge Ibaka, and I'm going to talk about him in a minute. We need to see more. But before we go on, we're going to talk about the Cavaliers. Key contributions from players all night long. Something that the Cavaliers is looking for throughout the playoffs. I think the Cavaliers found something in this substitution, but the whole nuance is they have to start scoring early. They didn't rely on LeBron James too much. It was a typical LeBron night. He had a triple double, but These fallen people definitely played key pieces into the Cavaliers' win. J.R. Smith had 20 points, folks, with 2 rebounds, and he's also 5 from 6. Everybody knows J.R. Smith is one of the streakiest shooters in the league. It's just a matter of time before J.R. Smith started picking up and start hitting shots. You know how it is, and once a shooter is, if he see that ball going 2 times, guess what? He got this feeling as a sensation. He's going to start coming on the court and start scoring more. So that's what we like to see from J.R. Smith. He was more aggressive with the rock. Definitely playing some great defense on DeMar DeRozan. Like I said, Kevin Love had 7 points and 13 rebounds, 3 from 13 from the field. But the realistic thing is, he was finding other ways to get himself in the game. Rebounds. There's some crazy calls at this game. Little skirmishes going on. LeBron James and Van Vliet. He trying to rush LeBron James, and LeBron pushed him out the way, like, get it gone. It's like a bug on the windshield. Right, swipe it away. But the whole thing about that part was, Van Vliet thought he was going to run up on LeBron James. He's the new president. Fred Van Vliet is the new president of Hold Me Back. He's the he's the president of Hold Me Back. He wasn't going to do nothing. He wasn't going to fight. Just going to get face to face. So it's not like playoff basketball, a little chippiness, show some little edge, some charisma that you want to win these games. Kyle Korver, another person, played well. 19 points. 19 points for Kyle Korver. And he's getting the ball. He's the shooter. They screening. The Cavs are screening the Raptors to death. Because Kyle Korver is pretty much open almost on every shot. 19 points. This guy is probably one of the most deadliest three-point shooters in the league outside of Steph Curry. These are like 2 guys that you really don't want to leave open. Because you already know on 90% of the time, they're going to hit that shot. This is all they do. They practice on this all the time. They practice their craft. I thought he played a good game. So you're getting a good game from J.R. Smith, who got 20. Then you got 19 for Kyle Korver. Then you got 14 points and 12 rebounds for Tristan Thompson. And you get 16 from Jeff Green. Jeff Green and Tristan Thompson. Jeff Green had a hell of a third quarter. Going to the hole, hitting threes, taking the man off the dribble, going to the free throw line. I thought we seen something different. It was a turning point that Jeff Green finally coming around the playoffs. And don't be surprised. I like what I'm seeing from those guys, especially Tristan Thompson coming back home to win a game on his hometown floor. He's from Brampton. That's 44 kilometers away. I've been in Toronto, so trust me, I've been there. I know how far Brampton is away from Air Canada Center. And I thought Tristan Thompson played tremendous basketball again. That same attitude that he brought from that Game 7 from Indiana, now he's trying to show you this was $82 million look like. Hustle, grit, and grind. Jeff Green came over with a sense of urgency. You say, you know what? We can't let Brian keep going down like this. Even at the same time, I like about this win, LeBron James actually had to sit down on the bench to get a breather for once and gather himself to go in these late stages of the quarter. Going into the fourth quarter, Toronto was having a nice little cushion, an 8-9 point lead cushion. Every time the Cavaliers come down, get the lead down within about 5 or 7, Toronto go back up. They score, the bench come in, put more points on the board. So they let LeBron James pick and choose his poison, what players he's throwing the ball to. What messed Toronto up, they double team LeBron. Now that's where they messed up at. Now you see why LeBron James got shooters around him. So they was double teaming LeBron. He was finding Jeff Green open. He was finding J.R. Smith open. He was finding Kyle Korver open. He was dissecting his team like a frog. LeBron James was getting wherever he wanted on the court last night. And they stole the victory. LeBron James, and people say LeBron not clutch. He had a clutch fadeaway with almost like 40-something seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Yes, they couldn't score. Both teams can score a field goal. Both teams combined late in the fourth quarter under 50-something seconds was 0 for 10. They both can't score until LeBron James hit that little fadeaway. Then they had a controversy call at the end. Serge shooting a 3. LeBron James had his foot there. You got to get a shooter some room to come down and plant their feet. But I don't think LeBron James did that unintentional. He did that so he can push off and go to the rack and get a rebound. I'm not making no excuses, but that was a great call. But Toronto messed up and let LeBron James hit that back down fadeaway. And people say he's not clutch. That was a clutch shot right there from one of the greats. Like I said, 26 points, 11 rebounds, 13 assists. But the one thing I was scared of, LeBron James was awful from the free throw line. 1 for 6. You got to clean that up. He couldn't hit free throws. Last series he was flawless. Flawless. I think he was almost shooting about 83. He was shooting 83% from the field. But right now 1 for 6. You got to do better than that, Brian. The Cavaliers are up in this series. 1-0, 113 to 112. Now I'm about to go speak about the Raptors. Okay. Where can I start? I'm going to start with Kyle Lowry with his 18 points, 10 rebounds. This is what you're going to get from him. They was being attackful, but I thought late in the fourth quarter, they pulled off to me. To me, I think they pulled off because I don't think they was going to the hole as much. They was relying on the jumpers a lot and three-point shooting. First of all, like I said, you live by the 3, you die by the 3. Kyle Lowry had 18 points, 10 rebounds. He was being aggressive straight out the gate. But for some reason, the second half, he wasn't playing with that same enthusiasm. I'm looking like, where'd that go? He just stopped going. He stopped taking the threes and stopped going to the hole. DeMar DeRozan's another guy. He's not a great three-point shooter. We don't need him shooting threes from the key. Shooting threes. 0 for 4. Your game is 15 feet and within. So why is you outside taking threes and you know you're not a good three-point shooter? I don't understand that, DeMar. You had 22 points, 7 rebounds. You can get anywhere on the floor you want to because you kept taking J.R. Smith off the dribble. You know, I thought J.R. Smith pretty much played decent amount of fair defense on you to keep you under that 30 average. And also, you know, y'all pretty much broke even because y'all both had 20 and 22 points. But the moral of the story is DeMar DeRozan don't need to be shooting threes. To me, when I'm sitting back watching the game, I thought Dwayne Casey got outcoached by Tyronn Lue with the substitutions. So I was trying to figure out where that bench mob was at that they was talking about. We seen that same bench mob in the first half, but they didn't show up in the second half. Point blank period. I was trying to figure out why, in a late game situation, why Dwayne Casey had one of his best three-point shooters out there, as in C.J. Miles. Didn't go to him. Right, Fred VanVleet set that long in the fourth quarter. Then you want to put him back out there with some change to go in the fourth quarter, like I would say about 10 seconds or 13 seconds left in the fourth quarter to shoot shots to go in overtime, to lose in overtime. Got out coach. You had a guy who was sitting on the bench for almost 7.5 minutes. You want to throw him out there and make him take the game-winning shot. When the game is on the line, your stars hit the game-winning shot. Kyle Lowry or DeMar DeRozan. Point blank period. Dwayne Casey got out coach. It's the things he didn't make no adjustments to his defense in the second half because the Cavaliers still came out with that same points. They still was double teaming LeBron James. I thought Toronto Raptors. Not only did the Cavs win this game, Toronto lost this game. The reason how they lost this game, first and foremost, Serge Ibaka. I keep saying this. I don't want my big man shooting threes. 0 for 3. 9 points. 2 rebounds. You are 6'10", 6'11". You're not a good three-point shooter. You shooting threes like you almost shooting 55% from the field. That's not you. Go inside. You shooting threes. If Valanciunas shooting threes, who's left to rebound the ball? Red jerseys. The Cavaliers out here out-rebounding y'all. And the simple fact in the second half, because your big man want to go out there and shoot threes. You're not seeing Tristan Thompson pull threes because we know he can't shoot. Somebody got to grab the rebound. Serge Ibaka has been MIA throughout these whole playoffs. Point blank period. Like I said, you got guys that, these are two different guys that come together. You got your guys that want to play. You got your guys that get dressed up trying to look all GQ-ish. I don't care about you looking GQ, putting all these suits on and doing this. You got to win a game. This Toronto Raptors team let the Cavaliers come on their floor and steal the game. And the reason I'm going to tell you how they stole the game, Valanciunas had 21 points and 21 rebounds. He had a great double-double. But at the same time, it don't mean nothing when you lose. I'm looking at Valanciunas. You talking about a guy that's 7 feet tall towards overtime. He's right there at the rim. You got three red jerseys around him on another white jersey. He's tipping the ball up. He's at the rim. The rim is right here. He kept tipping the ball up. You're 7'1". Man, if you don't dunk that ball and score easy baskets, I'm tired of these. I'm very tired of these centers right now in the league that's over 7 feet tall playing pity pat with the ball. You right there, man. You supposed to tear that rim up. You letting the little guys keep tipping the ball around and kept down with the key rebound. There's no way that you're 7 feet tall and you missing easy layups. It's unacceptable. Go up with both hands and dunk the ball. You're too tall to be going up with this finesse stuff. I'm tired of all this trying to look pretty for the basket, all this tip-in stuff. Dunk the ball. It's plain and simple. This is the reason why the Raptors lost. Not grabbing the rebound and trying to put the ball back in. They tipping the ball back in like the ball is hot. Man, if you don't dunk that ball with some authority, this is why they lost. Toronto, the Cavaliers are in your head. Regular season, you only beat the Cavaliers once out of 3 times. Once out of 3 times. I told somebody, don't be surprised if the Cavaliers came in last night's game and trying to steal home court away from the Raptors. And I thought they did. So in game 2, how the Raptors going to come out? The Cavaliers will come out a little bit more open now because you know that they feel much better because we won on their floor. If the Cavaliers lose Thursday and come back home Saturday and Monday and win 2 in Cleveland, it's a wrap. Because the Cavaliers up 3-1. And the Raptors don't play that good from behind. Right now, so far, total in Toronto Raptors, after the third quarter, when they lose third quarters and stuff like that, I heard the team they won this one, but a total, that team is also 2-38. So their chances of winning third quarters is just like the Cavaliers. They're not a good third quarter team either. But at the same time, you need more from your stars. I thought they wasn't playing aggressive in the second half, as in the Raptors. I thought they let the Cavaliers come down the court and walk the ball up. The Cavaliers walked this game down, possession by possession. They didn't rush it. Cavaliers got to their half-court offensive set and set their players. They couldn't do that to Indiana because Indiana was playing that fast-paced basketball. This is a different team here. The Raptors let the Cavaliers in their gymnasium and win this game. The fans of Toronto, they say we the North, and they're doing that. They fans is behind them. But if I was the fans, I'd feel let down because we had this game won. LeBron James came there and stole this game. Like I said, Serge Ibaka and the Valanciunas, y'all better not take another 3 this series. That was god-awful. These guys shooting threes couldn't even hit the shot. The Cavaliers won 112-113. On to the second game. I watched the first half of that game. And it's better trying to break down the second half when I seen. You had the New Orleans Pelicans and the Golden State Warriors. This is another chippy game. Pelicans, I thought, came out with the 6 urgency. If the Pelicans want to beat the Golden State Warriors, Anthony Davis got to go out here and score about 41 points and 17 rebounds. Plain and simple, 25-15. He only can do that in the first half. But he got to come on that up in the second half and put up another 20. This team is a well-oiled machine now since they got Steph Curry back. And let me give it to them later. The Pelicans not going to win because their bench isn't stepping up. I thought Solomon Hill would be one of them guys that come off the bench and give you some of that firepower. This guy been MIA the whole playoffs. I think the most he probably scored in the game so far in the playoffs is 6 points. But all this 2-2-2, that ain't what they pay you for, Solomon Hill. They pay you to play defense and hit open threes. You can't hit an open 3. I'm disappointed. I ain't even got your name wrote down in the stat sheet. That's what's sticking out to me because I'm looking for you to be that X factor off the bench. This bench is not the best bench right now in the playoffs because their starters for the Pelicans are carrying the team. They are carrying the team. When I'm looking down and reading the numbers, you got E'Twaun Moore, who was 4 from 8 from downtown with 14 points, contributing, he's being way more aggressive than he was last year. I like the aggression that he's coming with in this series. Even though they down 0-2, the Pelicans lose 116-121. But Mirotić, 18 points, 9 rebounds. Like I said, Anthony Davis got to give you more than 3 blocks, 15 rebounds, and 25 points. He almost had to give you 20 points in each half to walk away with a victory. Drew Holiday still playing lights out. 8 assists, 8 rebounds, 24 points. Then you have Rondo. He don't like to be called playoff Rajon Rondo, so I'm going to just call him Rondo. 22 points, 7 rebounds, 12 assists, and 5 steals. Going out through the game, him and Draymond Green get into a little talking match, and Draymond Green like to curse at people and then call them out their name. I can imagine that conversation that Rondo grabbed him with both arms Draymond Green couldn't even move. If y'all go back and look at that clip, Rondo grabbed him at both arms, looked at him and said, "Whatever you talking about, he don't want to hear." And blah blah blah. And ain't some of this on my team. He's all right, all right. After that, they just start talking trash. Because Draymond Green, one of them players, once he get in the rhythm, he's going to talk trash. He'll let you have it. Understandable. Everybody does that. But when the game is not going so good for Draymond Green, he's going to look like this. He's not going to say anything. It feels good. The Warriors are talking a little bit more now because their savior came back. Steph Curry, come in and save the day. But like I said, we'll talk about them later. But if the Pelicans want to win this game, the bench must step up. Playoff games sometimes are won by the benches. And your bench only scored 13 points. 13 points. 13. If they want to win this bench, got to at least give you 22 points. And I said, Anthony Davis got to give you 40 if you want to beat these Warriors. You've seen what happened when the Cavaliers won their championship a couple years ago. If you want to beat this team, you almost got to play a flawless game against the Warriors. You got your leading star, your top gun, got to give you 40 points off tops. If you don't believe me, go look at some of them stats. If you want to beat the Warriors, a lot of the games that the Warriors has played, most players have scored 40 or more points against them. You got to jump on this team early. You got to protect that three-point line. When I thought the Pelicans was doing too much switching on the Warriors. Stay with your man and do not let him breathe. Steph Curry get into the game. Crowd go crazy. I'm going to say him for last. You got to say the best for last. KD did his thing, 29 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists. Once they got Steph Curry back into the lineup, their offense is picked up. It's like Steph Curry wasn't even missed for the last 7 to 8 weeks. Steph Curry, once he get in the game, people defense, just go out of nowhere. It goes out the window. He's like, what? They start doing something they don't be doing. They start crashing boards. Everybody chasing Steph. Now everybody chasing Steph. You got David West getting the easy basket. Draymond Green going to the hole. Clay doing his thing. Clay had a terrible shooting night. He was 4 for 20. So you're looking at all this 2 for 11 from 3-point line. But at the same time, you still can't lead these shooters over. They still get into their spots because everybody chasing Steph. One person to just chase Steph. One person who's guarding him. Make everybody else score. If you stop chasing Steph, this game could have been won. But you got that crowd over there in Oakland going crazy in the Oracle. It's hard to play behind a crowd like that. The crowd is loud from jump ball to quadruple zeros when that game is over. And I thought the Pelicans had a good game plan, came up with what they can do. It was a lot of missed calls, missed in that game like it was in all games. The referees can't see everything, but I thought the one call that stuck out to me was Draymond Green grabbed Anthony Davis' leg and held it up in the air. And Anthony Davis had his hands up, and you got the referee standing there. Then you want to call both fouls on both players, offsetting fouls. That's a cop-out. That was a terrible call by the referee. He grabbed this man's leg and held it up in the air as he tried to come down the court. That's a foul. That is a straight foul. I don't understand the referees what they be seeing. Draymond Green do get away with a lot of stuff in the playoffs, but house rules. If you can't beat them, join them. But if another team do it, you're getting teed up. I just thought the referees had some bad judgment calls there. KD, like I said, did his thing. And everybody gravitated to him a lot too. Iggy off the bench. Iggy was in the starting lineup with 15 points, 8 rebounds, and they knew Steph Curry was coming back. Andre Iguodala got fouled really hard up top around the neck area because it was Solomon Hill. He didn't get that technical foul. They gave a common foul, but that was anyone else. If that was a Draymond Green or J.R. Smith, we know them guys would have got flagrants. So that's what I'm saying. The referees, they don't call the game the same. They give certain players passes, and they call everything on that player who is known for doing things like that. So if you're going to call it like that for one player or the second player, you got to call it like that for the whole league. I don't understand why they was doing stuff like that. Like I said, I'll say the best for last. Steph Curry, come back from the knee injury. I was praying to God, he have on low-top shoes. I never seen Steph hoop in low-top shoes due to the ankles that he had. We know he got brittle ankles, and they're not the best of ankles. But he do have an ankle brace on. I was holding my breath because I don't care, like I said, fan of basketball, you don't want to see the best player go down again. One of the best players on each team. He had on ankle braces. I mean, I hope he don't hurt himself because I never seen Steph hoop at ankle braces. I mean, low top ankle shoes. And I'm looking at where he came. His first shot ran off a screen, a back screen, hit a three, straight nothing but net. I said, man, that's crazy, man. I said the Pelicans messed up. This dude coming in scorching already. He hot. He instant oatmeal. He hot. 5 for 10 from the 3-point line. Man, Steph Curry's getting any shot that he going to on the floor. And on fast breaks. And people be trying to, what they going to do? How you going to stop on a fast break? Now he got shooters around him. He got 3 or 4 guys in his lineup that can shoot the three. When he gave you that 28 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists off the bench, he outscored the Pelicans bench. And this is a starter. But still he came off the bench. And people say, he's kind of rusty. He didn't look rusty to me. He came out with a purpose. He took care of his job. And this team, the Pelicans, they know they go back home to New Orleans, but guess what? I know y'all hashtag is called Do It Bigger. Steph Curry came back. He's going down to the bayou. And the one thing I know about being in New Orleans, y'all got some good crawfish and gumbo. Chef Curry about to come there and chef y'all up. Like that lady say, I love that chicken from Popeyes. Guess what? When that game is over, I know y'all playing the Smoothie King. Y'all need to go to the Smoothie King right now. Get y'all one of them protein shakes called the Healer. Because New Orleans fans, it's about to be a sad couple of days in New Orleans in the Bayou. The Smoothie King about to be closed after Game 4. Yes, I'm calling the sweep now. Steph Curry is back. Y'all got to change y'all defense. Y'all about to go on the river, Mississippi River. Y'all about to go fishing, pick me up some crawfish. I'll come down there, we can sit down and talk how y'all can get better and get some players off that bench. And until next time, I'm Tay Wiz, baby. Peace.